to get some stuff ready in the back pocket.
Yeah, you can definitely warm your characters up, but to be honest, Momo, in my mind and in my heart, Syrup is not a Steve main. Syrup is a dual main. People downplay this man's Ness, and then he goes out and does things at Patchwork, for instance, where he makes an incredible run with solo Ness, showing that this player is just good. Syrup is simply talented. This is not a player that is carried by their main. This is a player that puts Steve on the back.
This player carries Steve. Let's say that much.
True.
Already off that, we got Baron representing the Bayonetta. Now, this is one of those matchups where, on paper, we talk about how Bayo really struggles with characters with disjoints and characters that zone her out really well, especially against Steve. Steve does both. Either you set up those walls where Bayo has to force to overextend and ABK into the walls and destroy them, or you can just play back with Minecart and force Bayo to try to jump in and go for an aggressive option, and either way, it's pretty unfortunate for her. So you need to get in there and find some momentum early on, exactly what Baron's doing right now. On the other hand, Syrup getting in there and saying, you know what, you got your cheeky little combo, I've got you 100%, now I'm going to get my materials back up, and catch you running into that TNT block, and that is why you find a clean Steve stock coming out there from Syrup.
I mean, the traps are so effective against Bayo in these situations too, because the options are a little bit linear. Like, everybody knows the angles for ABK at this point, and you can do the downward angle one as a little bit of a mix-up, but in those situations, it feels as though Steve has the tools, no pun intended, to cover just about everything in your kit. Does get the down tilt into the back air, so good confirm right there for Baron. And tragedy that didn't kill. I could have sworn Syrup was about to kiss that blast zone.
Baron actually playing this in a very smart space, right? Recognizing, again, you're playing right in the range where you find that ABK, you hit just barely the end of it, so you can follow up afterwards. You're going to find that bat to get off of that block there as well. Recognizing, again, you cannot get too aggressive against a character like Steve. Playing that max range of your up tilt and waiting for Syrup to overextend a little bit, albeit you're easier than done considering how patiently he's waiting right now. But Baron doing a good job of playing around those platforms, waiting for Syrup to opt for either the crafting table or get those blocks back up. But even then, just like playing patiently there with those backers, waiting for him to make a play, like going out there with that forward air and striking first. Syrup constantly on the gun and ready to mix up the aggression and the defensive option.
Oh, I'm loving that back air. It's a shame it didn't work for Baron though, and now Syrup underneath the platform has the wall. This is such a difficult spot for Baron to actually get him. It feels like this stage, with those two high walls against Bayo in particular, this character just does not have a response. If you get stuck on that platform, you can get punished so easily, and it shows. Syrup with a 2-stock lead, sitting comfortable right here.
Definitely don't want to burn a diamond here at the end of the stock. Just bouncing it out here with the no tools in your hand. There comes a click. Not going to find anything off of that anvil yet either. I mean, Syrup just going for extra credit at this point. Considering, again, max range on this Steve. You don't want to burn that diamond in the back pocket. Baron just struggling to find any hit right now. And Syrup is getting a little silly with that nil block into the F smash.
And the platform coverage is kind of disgusting there, because if you roll out right there, Syrup just turns around that F smash. I genuinely don't know if Baron could have gotten out of that if Syrup reacts appropriately. And now this is one of the weaknesses of Bayo. You're at 185 center stage. Yeah, there's nothing I have that'll kill you.
Like, either gotta go for like a raw smash attack or something like a back up tilt into back air, like a very high percent. We're gonna find that landing with the up smash. Syrup with the 3-stock immediately on stream, putting it out there. This is a player you do not want to mess with.
Agreed. I mean, Baron had a couple really good opportunities right there. It felt like that, the down tilt back air not killing was the switch of the game.
Yeah.
This is a character in Bayo that does struggle to kill outside of certain set percentage windows. And if you find yourself at a huge disadvantage, it can be difficult for Bayo to make it back. You need those long combo strings against a character like Steve that can get out of combos a little bit easier than some other characters. You might find yourself struggling a wee bit.
Absolutely, man. If we get right in here to game number 2, again, it's going to be easier said than done of just, oh, you have to wait patiently and wait out those combo percentages. But going to Ness, obviously it'll be easier considering the floating nature of Ness. But Syrup, again, putting it out there saying, like you mentioned earlier, this is not a Steve main, this is a Co main. This is the time to show the world, hey guys, this weekend, I'm all in on both of these. I'm winning Supernova solo Ness.
I mean, that would be the hypest thing in the world. To see Syrup do that, that's to put it entirely in perspective, just how transcendent his talent is.
Absolutely, man. And already the ABK coming off the ledge. Baron now recognizing he can play a little bit more aggressive considering you don't have the walls and shenanigans to deal with, especially considering you don't want to get this Ness to get set up with those big disjoints on this aerials and PK fire out of the corner. You need to get in there and make some damage right now on Bayo unless you're going to get caught in a really bad snowball.
I mean, in this matchup, it feels like the air-to-air is just the answer. Like, Syrup wants to be able to do rising forward air, wants to be able to do rising back air. The problem really is that if ABK comes out, Baron should be able to intercept those aerials without too much difficulty. It becomes, can Syrup read when Baron wants to be aggressive and when Baron's just trying to land?
And like you mentioned, that Shaft as well, is playing around those platforms, opting for the up airs and the back airs, recognizing the one thing Bayo really can't do with are those lingering hitboxes, those lingering arrows to keep you back and absolutely take you off the map.
Double forward air, but yeah, Bayo's going to be able to recover that every single time, typically at least. Syrup trying to go ahead and prove me wrong, running off stage, looking for a down air instead.
Nice forward arrow coming out from Syrup as well. Going to opt for that PK Thunder to catch Baron, getting over aggressive on this recovery. Catching you normal get up again with another Nair, waiting for you to strike with that ABK. The grab in place into a back throw. Not going to be doing too much again, but setting this Ness off stage, waiting for your opportunity. That PK Thunder doing such a good job of keeping you back. What do you do with this as Bayo? You find a grab eventually when you touch his ledge. There you go.
I mean, if I'm Syrup, I'm just laughing a little bit right there. That's one of those where you just have to respect that tool, and Baron did exactly what you need to do. You shielded a couple times, and then eventually Syrup is going to be forced to hit a button. And when that happens, you can get your button.
All things considered, Baron is recognizing in this matchup, like, yeah, your opponent's going to live for a long time. Bayonetta unfortunately has that weakness, so it's just playing patient towards the end of that stock, going to find that grab, and now looking to make it back. Again, the struggle, get around those projectiles and those big aerial disjoints like the Ness and Nair are going to catch you as you drop possibly down to your final stock of winner's side. Baron looking to find a nice combo string on this platform, but not going to find anything off of that.
It's just these aerial options from Syrup being behind things like magnet cancels or just floating away from the opponent. It feels as though Syrup's DI has been different every single time that Baron gets a throw. And that's exactly what you need to be. You need to have the perfect mix-up, otherwise Bayo will catch onto your drift and catch those stocks a lot easier.
I love how Baron's playing this now around those platforms, like not going to overextend, recognizing that Syrup is fishing for a lot of these forward airs, and like, okay, eventually you're going to have to land, and I can find a pickup there. Again, easier than considering the PK Thunder chasing you down. Finally going to find the thread the needle with that ABK, going to catch you again with that Witch Twist. So you kind of follow up with the forward throw, going off stage here, not want to get the Ness get back. Nice trade there with that Nair. Goes for the F smash, not going to find that one. I like the idea from Baron, forcing the advantage state from this Bayo.
So far, I mean, Baron's done a really good job going to the top platform and just using that as kind of a defensive option in these situations. The problem has been is that Syrup has started to react to it pretty well and has been covering it preemptively with up air. I'm curious if that's going to be a big opportunity here for Syrup to claim this last stock.
Another Witch Twist again, opting for the forward air, dropping through with the down air that might have taken it. Now waiting for Syrup to get back down on ledge, looking for a grab. That back almost certainly will do on the part of this Ness. Waiting patiently there with that mag as well into the back air. Another forward throw coming out from Baron. Into the ABK as well, going to challenge that Nair, going all the way deep with that Witch Twist. Baron going to check that sling all the way down there. Wait a minute, where are we going?
That is exactly what you need if you're Bayo in this situation. This character with Rage can be terrifying. You just need the combo starter, and before that, you need to get back to center stage, and Syrup having none of it.
Absolutely, man. And honestly, all things considered, Baron, a player that the patience he spoke through, right? Mm-hmm. It was recognizing situations where you can't pressure Steve, where you can't pressure Ness, when recognizing those small opportunities, again, because Syrup, a very good player, gave very, very rare opportunities. When they did come up, though, you saw Baron made those genuine efforts to poke through, to find some genuine damage. Went all the way out there in the last stock, too, as well, to challenge Ness off stage. And stuff like that, that shows potential. You know, that shows that, like, you recognize situations and you make an honest effort to punish them when they happen.